Hi, my kings and queens out there. I want to read you something because I've been doing my thinking about all that's going on, and every time I turn around, I hear white people say something negative when we do have blacks that stick together. And yes, all lives matter. But for example, the little white boy that was shot by the police, and God, bless his soul, no one deserves that. And I'm so glad that these officers were arrested. Yet, the ones that shot a little girl, I didn't do my research. I just remember the story. A little girl was laying on her couch and the police served a search warrant on the wrong house or something like that. Came in shooting up the place with her grandmother there and killed her. No charges. This is why we say Black Lives Matter, because our lives need to matter to America too. And America has never done that. And blacks, we have to understand why we're in the mental state that we're in, no matter where we're at in America. Whether you're a black that thinks you're better than other blacks, or whether you're a black who thinks your life is nothing. It is something. And whites in America, whether you think you don't have privilege or not, you do. And you need to really look at history. It's a shame how our America has buried the history of black people. And we're digging it up. And they're mad because we're speaking up. We're good people. We have added to society. We work and we struggle. And a lot of white people, you don't realize, because they want to throw so many blacks to the shore or toss us to the side in this poverty, they don't care if they lose a couple of casualties too. And some of you are in the same boat as us, but you're mentally tricked to think that you're better or that we're the problem. And blacks, in order to fix the problem with us, we first have to heal. Because if we can say stick together, but blacks, we got to learn to trust each other. And we got to start knowing who the enemy is. Not, each other. And really, really, really think back of where did it go from being freed as a slave to now? Because those that could have taught us and those that could have leaded us and brought us, to a better state, they killed them off. Not just Martin Luther King, there was many more before him. It was doctors in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There was doctors, there was lawyers, there was more going on then. And they killed the whole town. Millions. We have been through so much, but it's time to heal. And I just want to read something to everyone, especially America. It's time to heal. First, again, my kings, queens, and millennium people. We know that there is black on black crime. We know our neighborhoods are riddled with poverty. We know that there is a broken problem in the black families. This is a rough draft. We know we work and work and work, and we still need help. Things like public housing, the projects, financial assistance, kind of like food stamps, TANF. Just because some people get TANF don't mean they don't work. Day to day, we need help. We know that there is a problem with the black man in the family. We know. But what we don't know, or we don't realize, or no one in America wants to admit, we don't want to talk about why. Really, why? Why we as blacks are in the state that we are in. And no one in America wants to take the blame. They don't want to take the blame of why things are the way they are with black lives. Not one white person really wants to take the blame for their ancestors. Now, I ain't did all my research, because if you're out there, I don't see you in the media. I'm just sorry. The beautiful truth is we need to recognize the root of the problem. And the truth, it started from slavery. We, no matter who don't want to claim to be black, were brought from another country here. and the white people. This was the Indians' land. Blacks a long time ago, we used to do business with the Indians. So that was the need for the Europeans to wipe out the Indians too. So the Indians were wiped out. Blacks, we were brought here, no matter what. And because they were in their country. Africa was Africa. They came from there, came to Africa, some Caribbean islands, and then came to America. And that's how we got here. So it started from slavery. Then after all this that we went through, fighting civil rights, we're freed. But we were freed into a bigger and better slavery in America. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. From the school to prison pipeline to everything that they can come up with to take the money out of our pockets so that we cannot take care of our families. And that's the truth. They say you got food stamps, you got all this, but in reality, they don't tell you in here, even though we're struggling, you have to make probably under minimum wage to even get it. People are struggling out here that are working, that are doing things. See, first to heal, we have to understand ourselves, black people. Understand why we don't value ourselves as black people. Why is it so easy for a black teen, a black man, a king, to turn a gun on another black man, a teen, a king, to end the life of another black person that has a mom like you or a grand or somebody loves that other black person? Black people, we know how black love is. So why is it so quick to when we anger to turn the gun on each other? Why is this so normal? Why? America is a big majority of the problem. America, you are part of the blame of the state of the mental mind of the black person. The state of mind that the blacks are in. America has portrayed blacks as less than human, less than dogs. Black lives have been destroyed in the public eye for over hundreds, 400s, 500s of years. Hangings like nothing. Black bodies being hanged from trees as America sat back. Blacks hung like normal Christmas tree ornaments. Even to the fact that whites still have postcards with pictures of blacks hanging from trees while they pose like they caught a trophy. It's normal in America to see blacks punished to death, bleeding, mutilated, in the public eyes, in front of children, and in front of black children. It's normal. It's normal to kill a black in front of another black with no remorse. No remorse. Not till this day. No America. Not a single tear for black lives. Blacks are shot dead like prey in the street. No matter how true the videos and witnesses, the videos are so valid. They're so valid. And we sit back and wait for them to make excuses about what we can see with our own eyes. America, you make excuses for the black bloodshed by other Americans. America's trees are growing from being fertilized with the rich, innocent blood of slaughtered blacks in America. America has taught our blacks that their life has no value. Our black teens and men have believed it. They pull a gun on one another. One black king or queen, y'all pull it without understanding the real damage that you're doing. You don't understand. You do not understand. You've been programmed. You've been programmed to self-destruct. not to cry, and not to feel any remorse. You've been programmed to say, yes, I don't care. You've been programmed to believe the only power you have is to take the life of another black person. They have programmed you, and they have taught you that black lives have no value unless you're rich or have on the best sneakers. Shame on you, America. Destroying black lives has become a normal for America. And this is what our children see and feel subconsciously. They do what they learn. And America has taught black teens and the rest of the world that the only punishment for any action a black does is by death. Death by any means. Death is punishment for blacks in America no matter what the crime. No matter how old you are, because blacks teaches America that blacks has to pay with our lives. We have to tell ourselves the truth. If black people could have a chance to heal and understand that our lives are valuable, our lives are more than slaves, poverty, sneakers, roots. Our lives are more than the bad that they see, that they show, that they teach. Along with the bad, we had good, but it was destroyed. Oh, we had good. And we need to know that we can get it back. Shame on you, America. You teach lies all through history. You allow the media to lie to people with no punishment. Why is the KKK even still allowed in America? While we send our black and even white troops over there to fight ISIS because they're bothering other people. It's terrorists. But the KKK was built to terrorize black people. So I don't get it. And they basically doing it to other people in other countries, not as much as they do now because of the laws, but you still get away with doing it. That's what we send in our soldiers to fight for their freedom. Shame on you, America. Our children are not taught the history of blacks in America. We are not told the heroic stories of our people. We are not told about successful blacks and black communities that were destroyed by the KKK, the government, and other Americans. We are not taught the truth. They hide their identities. Our black lives suffer, and we suffer, our children suffer. Black lives and blacks are suffering mentally. We see whites kill in masses, white teens. We see all the people killed by so-called terrorists. And America gives tears, sympathies, remembrance. It's automatic. But when black lives are taken, we see excuses, and we see we'll get back to you investigations. We see, why are you complaining, blacks? We see people complain that we are hurt. When we say we hurt, we're now being called reverse racism. Probably what you're going to do now. We see America's heads turned in silence away from the truth. We see racism right in front of us. And we're told, stop complaining. Y'all get food stamps. Y'all shoot each other. If we are shooting each other, if you're a white person, obviously you're not in danger, right? Because it's black on black crime. So please explain to me, why is it okay for blacks that work, we pay the police officers too, why is it okay for them to take our lives without nothing? I don't care. If you don't have a gun, your life is not in danger. We see the police and whites say they fear for their lives when they're the aggressors and have been throughout all history. They're the ones that are the murderers throughout history. We blacks fear for our lives. Not you, America. America has destroyed black self-esteem, black lives, black love y'all destroyed it so much that America has convinced themselves and other blacks that it's better to be anything else but a black person. Blacks are so confused and tired of racism and white privilege that they rather join another race instead of fighting for the truth. America has convinced people blacks are the problem when we all can see who is. America, your lies are coming down. America, it's time to heal together. Remove your mask. Remove your hoods to the beautiful truth. It's time to heal America, and it's time to face the truth. Thank you.